Hey everybody, it's Michael McGill with the Traveling American, and yesterday I was in Pompeii, but I feel like I didn't get the answers that I was looking for. I mean, I found the carbonized pots with the stew in it, I found the breads, I saw the fish scales and everything, but as the night went by, I started talking to locals and telling them that I was trying to find the last meal that was eaten on 79 AD, and they said that I was looking in the wrong spot. I need to go to Herculaneum. That's where it was. Same volcano, same everything, but the city of Herculaneum was buried differently. It's preserved way better, and we're gonna find a lot more of the foods there. So let's go check out what Herculaneum has to offer.
Well, I get to see how their waterways and their water systems work.
The drainage systems are really efficient. I mean, honestly, they really are, because the water just pours down them while you can walk down the center and not stress it. You got to really like rocks to come get here soaking wet. Tabatha loves them. They say this is one of the most well-preserved houses here in Herculaneum. You can see the colors of the columns. They're red and they have this yellow color to them. It's just beautiful. You'll see these pieces hanging here that tell stories. You know, you never really think, when you see these columns, you just picture concrete or, you never think of color, but you can see the bricks here. But what happened was when this was all taken off, there was plaster on here, but it was all removed with the heat. Tabatha is so hungry. She's ready to go. I still got bones to see, but I got to get her out of here soon. We just walked into the Roman bathhouse. So normally they're kind of broken down by like sex and honestly status. But this one here, they say, was so cheap that everybody could afford to come here, men and women alike. So it wasn't just one or the other. This place is broken down in different rooms. So like women could go one place, and this is men could go another. But right now I'm standing in the auditorium or in the gymnasium portion of this. So like this thing is massive. So you come here and you can drop your gear into these cubby holes. As we walk into this room here, we find similar situations where there's the cubby holes there, but this one has massive mosaic on the center of the floor. But like, look how the roof is done. Like, it reminds me of the old like the clamshells or hard shell tents that the military used back in the day. The roof's still like that, but these are just gorgeous. Interesting facts about the shower area is that they used something that they made brass ball bearings so that the water could come and go. They had different levers and stuff like that would bring in fresh water. They had a well that was like 13 meters deep here, so they were serious about it. What's that? This is a water fountain that was found in a swimming pool where the gladiators would train. It's a hydra. It has 3 heads, and water would come through the branch of the tree, and then it would come out their mouths, and so that way they could see the water, and it was supposed to create for them to be brave. And one of the reasons why, because like Heracles is the one that actually fought the Hydra, which is this. And so basically they're like, hey, it's cool, be like Heracles, fight the Hydra. My man here is just showing off, like probably one of the biggest Romans we've seen ever. This man here was well endowed by his creator. This is one of the sites I was looking to find. This is basically like the McDonald's of Herculaneum. This here is a fast food joint, so you would be able to come here and grab something. A lot of the houses here, even in these fancy places, didn't have kitchens, so they would come down here and grab food. Some of this stuff was just found as early as 2020, and they found nuts and berries, stews, lots of grain and stuff, so you could just come down here and get some hand food. You can't see them right now, but there was frescoes on the wall that would provide you with a menu of what they had to offer, so you can look at the wall back here and decide what you're going to eat. But as we search for food, this is a critical piece to finding that. So we're getting to where we need to find the leftovers.
I see what happened to that witch. Wizard's alive.
I think your witching skills will float. Me and this guy must have been related. Look at that foot. He's got a small foot too. This is something cool to me specifically. This was a search and rescue boat that was used to help do search and rescue after the eruption, and just kind of rescue the people they could. It would take 3 people to row the boat and 1 to steer it, but it was a military vessel, so they were able here to provide military aid and assistance. So this was worth coming in this building. Tabatha was convinced me to come over here. I'm glad we did. Right here, we're looking at a bundle of rope that was for the boats that was hanging up in the rafters, like on a hook, just like you would have in your shed. But because of the 20-meter wall of mud that instantly happened and then baked the mud, this place preserved things like you would never believe. Like, you can't tell this is a 2,000-year-old rope. What we're looking at here is a wicker basket with a bunch of trawl line in it, and it's full of hooks, weights, and sinkers. You can see during the x-ray here that you can see the hooks and everything on the outside, but from what they are today, they're identical. There's not much change in it. Look at the weights. I have weights like this in my tackle box. This is a 2,000-year-old leader. Like, that's amazing. And here's some more weights. They're right here are needles that they use to make cast nets. These are the corks that go on the fishing net. So this is basically keeping the nets afloat like we do at home. This house here was owned by a cult, supposedly. So the research shows that this house was built and donated by 2 brothers for like the political aristocracy of the time. So if you don't know, if there was an earthquake in like 62 AD, and it kind of like wrecked everything across Pompeii, across everything. And so in 62 AD, a lot of stuff had to be rebuilt because it was crushed. So the guys redecorated this house. It's really neat because they're finding stuff like this. One of my favorite parts of the story of this house, though, is that like they found the caretaker in bed. So he was asleep in bed. The wall collapsed on him, and they found him that way. Check out this area that they really decorated. Here is a wine menu. So this is another bodega, but it's called like the House of the Jug, basically. And what they did, they sold wine here. When we look, we can still see the billboard of it here. And this tells us the types of wine that they have. So they have 4 types of wine and how much each wine costs. So the ages are different. So the term 3-year, 2-year, 6-year wine will determine the price tag of this wine. So people would be able to come here and just get all the wine they needed. So this is one of the things that they were drinking the last minutes of Pompeii. So something else that I think is really neat, that like they didn't find the bodies like they found at Pompeii here. So they thought everybody escaped because they couldn't find any bodies. Later on, they started doing the discovery, and they found out that all the bodies, there was hundreds of skeletons on the beach. So everybody fled to like the boathouse area to wait for help and rescue that never came, and they found all the bodies there. The way they found this, now that's complicated. For me, this is probably the part that I came here the most to see. So where I'm standing is what was the current shoreline at Herculaneum at the time. So I would be in the water, basically, on the beach. And these places where the boats were, the harbor, basically, and they put boats. But what happened on that day was that everybody ran down to the water to try to get on these boats and get away or wait for rescue, and it never came, and they died here. And so now these holding areas are nothing more than graves for these hundreds of people that made it this far down, and their bones are still here today. And so like you can see how they died and the position that they were in when they died. We got to go in a cave. We got to go in a cave. See what it's like in this dark son of a... This is a pretty cool cave. So you got to keep digging to finish this tunnel out. I think the best way to end this video is kind of showing you what 20 meters of volcanic ash and mud look like. And this is it. So this was the coastline. At one time, this is where the water was. And this is the wall that they dug through. We see the bodies. We see what it was like. And over the last couple of days, we've really seen how terrible it is what these people went through. But we've kind of learned what the meal of the day was. And it's different each town. We know they drink wine. We know it's stews, breads, cereal, and fish. And lots of stews. We looked at some of the places that serve fast food. We also saw the places where the bodegas where you could swing and get wine. We learned a lot over the last couple of days here, and we know what their last meal was. What do you think yours will be?